Hi everyone, and welcome to ElleLabelle Crochet. So I'm Rachel, your host. Um, Welcome to my channel. Finally putting up my first video. Um, Unfortunately today it is coming live to you from my bedroom. Today I have had the unlucky and unfortunate experience of having to be tested for coronavirus. I've come down with what I believe to be tonsillitis, but due to protocols at my everyday job, which is an RN in an emergency department here in Australia, I've been requested by our staff health department to be tested. They've assured me the likelihood of me coming back positive is very low, but I've had to have it done anyway, and it is not very pleasant for those of you that are wondering. On a lighter note, I welcome you here. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you're going to follow me along my journey of this whole thing. So a little bit about myself. I learnt to crochet about a year ago. My best friend taught me how to make a granny square after I'd been sitting at her house watching her work on a project. And I said to her, look, I've always wanted to crochet. Can you teach me? By that evening, I'd put together 6 or 7 granny squares and had then got onto YouTube, and I've kind of taken off and even started now writing my own patterns. My sewing history started when I was in high school. I learnt to sew in home economics. Didn't do a lot for quite a few years, and then I picked it up because I wanted to make a dress and I couldn't find anything in the shops that I liked, so found myself a pattern and made myself something, which actually turned out alright, and I haven't stopped since. So they're my main 2 crafts that I'll be talking about on my channel. I'll teach you some tips, tricks, talk about my favourite crochet and sewing notions, and just take you along on the journey of what I'm doing, where I buy my yarn, what I've bought. I plan to do some yarn haul and yarn unboxing videos discussing fabrics that I buy, what I'm using them for, and doing a lot of fun stuff like that along the way, some tutorials. So my most recent thing that I'm doing, which I'm still trying to finalise the pattern for, is the Serenity halter top. I've made that from a 8-ply cotton. If any of you aren't familiar with Australian terms, 8-ply is equivalent to about a DK or 3-weight yarn. I'm using 100% cotton for that, so it's actually turning out alright. So I'll do a video on that shortly once my throat's feeling a bit better. The other item that I'm currently working on, if you can see, so this here is the beginnings of a sleeve for a jumper that I'm making. The pattern that I'm using for this is the Meg Made Homegirl Sweater pattern. It's a beautiful pattern, really easy to read, really easy to follow, and it's actually turning out really beautifully. The yarn that I'm using for this one comes from one of our 2 main craft stores here in Australia. We have Spotlight and Lincraft, so I'm using the Spotlight Spot Saver in the colour pumpkin. It's sort of a mustardy colour. It's a bit hard to see. Well, it's fairly true to colour in the light that I'm using. Sort of a mustardy kind of colour. Not a colour I'd normally go for. I'm a big fan of yellow, but not sort of mustardy colours and that sort of thing. But I thought that this would be really, really nice with a pair of white jeans that I have. As for the pattern, I'll link that down below so you can go and have a look. It's a free pattern on her blog. There's a lot of other really cool looking patterns on there that I haven't actually tried out yet, but I intend to along the way. So I am going to leave it there. My throat's killing me at the moment. So it'll only be a short one today. I will be back in the next couple of days starting out some of my basic tutorial videos on basic crochet stitches. I know that a lot of them have been done in the past, but there's a few little tips and tricks that I'd like to throw in that some videos I've found don't necessarily cover, so I'm going to try and be really thorough with those sorts of things. I'll do a video when I'm feeling a bit better and no longer in self-isolation on my Serenity halter. But until then, stay safe. Remember your hand washing and your social distancing. As a nurse, I can't harp on about that enough, especially given the circumstances I'm currently in. I hope that you are all well, that your families are well, and you're managing with everything that's going on in this crazy world right now. And I hope that I can bring a little bit of a spark back into it so that it's not such a doom and gloom environment. Don't forget to subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, like the video if you like it. Feel free to comment on things you would like to see, any hints or tips or tricks that you'd like to know a little bit more about. And I will see you in the next video.